Hi everybody, it's Mickey Chanel here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I just want to first say sorry I was not as active this past week. The passing of our 15-year-old dachshund Belle was a very hard thing to go through, as she was more like a family member than a pet. And she was just such a wonderful little girl, but she passed peacefully with my parents at the ripe old age of, I think, 89 in dog years. And she was just happy as could be up until the end. She was content and peaceful when she passed. However, our furry friends don't last as long as us, so we have to move on with our lives, unfortunately. Okay, now today's video is based around a question that a lot of people ask me of how do you stay so thin even though you're on HRT? Because it seems like a lot of transgender women, when they start HRT, they experience weight gain, even though I've never experienced that, and in a lot of ways, I actually weigh less than when I did as a guy. And so I wanted to go into how I've never actually experienced weight gain, why I think this thing kind of comes about, and some of the positive lifestyle choices that I use myself to adhere to the strict regimen of my body so I can fit into all those little outfits over on my Instagram channel. But first off, I am not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritional expert, I am not a scientist, I am just a girl making YouTube videos, that's all I am. If you have the science behind all of the stuff that I talk about in this video, please put that in the comment section to make this a resource so other trans girls can look at this and be like, okay, maybe I won't gain weight, maybe I will. Let's talk about the science of that in the comment section. Now, as always, please remember to like and subscribe, put those comments in the comment section, hit the notification bell to never miss a video, and give us super thanks if you're feeling extra. And let's get into how I maintain my weight. Again, everything else in the rest of this video is my opinion. There's no scientific base on this. This is just stuff that I experience it and what allows me to maintain my body. Now, here are the foods that I don't eat. Fast food. I don't eat fast food. I find McDonald's overpriced and just shit. It's just crappy food. It's a crappy burger. Like a quarter pounder with cheese is pretty good every once in a while, but I haven't had McDonald's in like close to like 7 years. To me, the only like fast food place I'll go to is Chipotle, because the value that you're getting out of the food is a little bit better than what you're getting out of McDonald's. I also don't drink Starbucks. Every single girl that I meet is obsessed with Starbucks. I've met so many transgender girls that worked at Starbucks and got addicted to Starbucks, and just, to me, Starbucks is a waste of money. It is just a complete waste of money. Every time I go get drinks from Starbucks, it's like, cool, I just spent $6 for this mocha frappuccino that has basically like 600 fucking calories in it and like 40 grams of carbs and 40 grams of sugar. This is basically drinking ice cream, basically, and that's, now, I find Starbucks to be overpriced, and it has created a lot of people that are obsessed with those coffee flavored drinks like Dutch Brothers, Human Bean, Moxie Java there for a while, Perks of Life. And Starbucks has created a whole industry based off of like these heavily carbed, heavily sugary drinks, and that's my issue. Like there's ones that you get a Red Bull in a Starbucks. I'm like, that's kind of weird. That's nasty personally. Now, other foods I avoid are energy drinks. Now, the few times I've had energy drinks, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a pixie stick from when I was a kid. A pixie stick is just a stick full of sugar. That's all it is. Like, energy drinks cannot be good for you. Like, there has to be studies out there that say that energy drinks are bad for you, because I know people at my store, I work at a grocery store, that only function on energy drinks. Like, they have to have an energy drink. I believe energy drinks are bullshit. I don't believe that it gives you energy. I just believe that it gives you a caffeinated high for a couple of hours, then you need another one. They have basically created an addiction syndrome to energy drinks. I believe the best form of energy is going out and doing something physical, because it gets your body opened up, it gets your body like working, it makes you awake. I can tell you that when I'm groggy in the morning, a lot of times I'm groggy in the morning, I go to the gym, I'm awake like within like 20 minutes of doing cardio. I also believe in getting a good night's sleep. Getting a good night's sleep to me is the #1 thing for a good energy-filled positive day. If you have a good night's sleep combined with a gym workout in the morning, I have a great day. Now, that being said, foods that I should avoid at times, ice cream. Really, I shouldn't eat ice cream. Like when you look at ice cream's nutrition labels, there's like nothing good in ice cream. It's just a fun food. That's all it is. I have Tillamook Marionberry sitting in my fridge right now. It is awesome, and I'm gonna eat it the rest of the day. I also have a sweet spot for gummies, like candy gummies, like Sour Patch Kids. Oh my God, I love Sour Patch Kids. Do I try to eat Sour Patch Kids every day? No, because if I did, then yeah, I would not have maintained my thin body. I would just say that much. Generally, those are the types of foods I try to avoid. is Starbucks style drinks, McDonald's fast food, and energy drinks. Everything else I just do in moderation and have it like maybe once in a while, but not all the time. Okay, now what does a given day in my diet look like? Now, I always start the morning with a half a cup of chocolate milk. The reason I do this is I wake up a lot of times and my mouth is like super dehydrated from, sleeping, because I think I sleep with my mouth open. Water just doesn't cut it. I need something kind of like thicker in there. And so I drink some chocolate milk and it makes my mouth not as dehydrated. And I drink the Fairlife chocolate milk that has high protein in it. Next thing I do is I always eat scrambled eggs. Like I eat the same exact thing for breakfast every day. I eat 3 eggs scrambled with some milk. Roughly each egg is about 6 grams of protein, and so that's about a 20-gram breakfast right there. So in a given morning, even before I really wake up, I have about 30 grams of protein right off the bat. After that, I always go to the gym. Generally, I try to wait for about an hour in between going from eating to the gym, because a lot of times I do like heavy running, and I've noticed that running makes the stuff in your stomach kind of move around, and it kind of makes it upset a little bit, and that's kind of an issue I run into quite a bit. It's sort of like the rule of swimming. Don't go swimming unless 30 minutes after eating. That's about the rule I use with the gym. Now at the gym, I always do about 10 to 20 minutes of cardio, and then I do about 40 to 50 minutes of bodybuilding, either on my back, my legs, my butt, or the abs. Then from there I come home and I have a protein smoothie. Now I will eventually do a video where I actually make my protein smoothie, because the protein smoothie I make is really simple and it only takes like 5 minutes now. It's just a little bit of oatmeal, protein powder, a banana, peanut butter, water, milk, and some cinnamon. It's really tasty, it's really good, and I think it's about roughly 30 to 40 grams of protein. And then I go to work. Now when I'm at work, I eat peanuts. I eat a lot of peanuts actually, because peanuts actually are very high in calories and protein, which is good because it keeps you full. It's also low in carbs and sugar. Now, I don't have a peanut allergy. I have one coworker that does have a really hardcore peanut allergy. And so I just eat peanuts because they're also super cheap and they're full of protein. Then there's also, like my break food, I always have yogurt. I either have the Oikos yogurt or like the store brand equivalent of it that is basically super low in calories, carbs, and sugars, because the problem with yogurt, when you start looking at them, especially the Chobanis, they have insane levels of carbs and sugar, and it's like, why does this little tiny cup have almost as much as like some drinks that I drink sometimes, almost as much as soda sometimes. However, I try to buy the Oikos ones because they're like almost 0 sugar and they have high protein. So I have 2 of those, and that's about 30 grams of protein right there. Then for lunch, I always have my work casserole. Now I'm thinking about actually doing my work casserole because a lot of people have asked me like what's in it. It's like the simplest thing ever. It takes about 30 minutes to make, and I meal prep it out, so I get about 7 to 8 meals out of it. So, and it's I think $13, so I basically eat for $13 spread out over the course of 8 days. What is that, like 70 cents a meal? That's pretty amazing when you really get down to it. So if you want me to make my casserole, please comment in the comment section. And then for dinner's kind of the weird one for me, is that normally I don't really meal prep dinners. I just kind of either eat a cheese quesadilla, sometimes I come home and just have a cucumber, or I also just kind of eat leftovers from my parents' house because I go over to them all the time. And that's generally what I eat in a given day. All in all, I eat probably less than or almost equal to about 2,000 calories with roughly 100 to 110 grams of protein. I weigh 155, so I'm a little bit below 1 gram of protein per body weight, but I still manage to get above 100 in most days. And I eat that every single day. Sometimes I get bored. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I need something else. Like the other day I asked my mom, because she lives fairly close to where I work. I'm like, hey, let's go for lunch. So we went over to Chipotle basically. So I'm like, okay, that's something different. Do I adhere 100% to the diet every single day? No, because sometimes you just kind of get bored and you want something different. Some other things that I do to actually maintain my weight level is I believe in maintaining an active lifestyle. So I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm a gamer. I play a lot of games like Fallout 4. Like Fallout 4, I have 8 days invested in. However, with a lot of those games, it's very sedentary. And sometimes when I'm just sitting here, my mind just goes crazy and I just feel like crap and I wanna get out and do something. Now, I feel like a lot of us just sit in front of the TV and just either play video games or we watch shows or we watch TV, or nowadays to just doom scroll through reels. But I believe at least to do an hour of physical activity every single day because it just makes you feel better. When I'm saying do physical activity, do I expect you to go to the gym and run a 6.5-minute mile like I did this morning? No. I meet a lot of people that just go out and walk. Like walking is like one of the best things for you, and it seems like a lot of us don't walk nowadays. One of the cool things about my apartment is my gym is 5 minutes walking distance from my house. And if I ran over there, it would probably be about a minute long run at the most. So I just walk over there, and in my daily job, like my job isn't glamorous at all. I get about 18,000 steps in being a grocery stocker. So I'm like, okay, I maintain my steps and I'm constantly lifting, constantly moving around. And so maintaining an active lifestyle is actually pretty easy for me because it's just kind of like part of my day. So like a lot of my days off are just sitting here playing video games to just let my body have a rest, more or less. But I believe that maintaining an active lifestyle is probably one of the best things that you can do because it just makes you feel good. Like whenever I go out and go for a hike or go for a walk or go for a run through the neighborhood, I just feel good. Like the other day, me and a friend went for a hike at this beautiful hike, and we had this beautiful view of Boise, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And it was a lot of fun. Like it was a fun, cherishable moment. So like if you hate going for walks or hate going for hikes by yourself, just go find one of your friends. Like with me, I'm very blessed to have active friends that want to go out and do stuff. So I'm happy about that. And then the other thing too is maintaining an active lifestyle does not mean you need to go to the gym. Like honestly, if you live in a neighborhood that has like sidewalks, just go out and walk the sidewalks. I personally feel that that is very positive sometimes, and especially doing it early morning with the morning dew on the sidewalk and the trees are glistening with the birds and just everything's beautiful. The sun's just poking through the trees. Like to me, it's just heaven. Just going for a walk in a beautiful neighborhood and just enjoying it. To me, that is what I mean by maintaining an active lifestyle. It's just get out and do something. Just get out there and make it so that at least no matter what happens at the day, no matter what work throws at you, no matter what life throws at you, you can at least say, I went out and did something active and positive for 1 hour. Now let's get into the diet portion of this talk. When it comes to making my own food, like going to restaurants is a different story, but when it comes to making my own food, I believe that healthy, nutritional food that hits all of your macros should not be super expensive. Like there's a lot of times I look at like these fitness influencers and these diet influencers and these like cooking influencers, and they're making like really expensive meals. And I'm like, I don't really believe in that. I believe that food should be cheap, easy, shouldn't break the bank, and hit all your macros without sacrificing stuff. Now, with that being said, this is gonna come as controversial. I don't believe organic food is really all that's cracked up to be, because I've looked at it. Like if you look at nutrition label of like black beans, like a store brand black beans versus an organic black beans, it's like, wow, this is almost exactly the same because it's a black bean to begin with. I believe that organic food is just a price markup. It's a marketing technique only designed to instill this like fear of food in you. And so you're like, oh, I can't eat normal food because it's bad for you, so I have to go buy this super expensive stuff. I'm on a budget like a lot of fucking America is. I believe organic food does not fit into that budget, and it does not fit into my macros because it just is pointless. When it comes to buying food, I look at the nutritional value of food compared to the cost. Now, there's a lot of times where I look at like this really awesome like cracker, for example. I'm like, oh, this cracker has like high protein, but also has high carbs because it's a cracker nonetheless. And then there's also the foods of like protein drinks are expensive, like $9 for a fucking protein drink that lasts 4 times. Like you look at the Premier Protein, yeah, it has 30 grams of protein in it, but it's $9. That is a roughly $2.20 drink for only 4 days worth. Like the Fairlife ones, the Fairlife protein drinks have 26 grams in them. They're $4. $4 and it's gone just like that. Like what the fuck is that? Like there's no way I'm doing that stuff. Instead, I'm gonna go eat turkey meat. Turkey meat is $4 for a pound of turkey meat. When you look at protein on it, it's pretty high. And turkey meat is like the simplest thing to make ever. And you can basically put it in everything. I eat a lot of turkey meat. I also eat a lot of beans because beans are a good source of carbs. That's a healthy source of carbs. I eat black beans specifically. I do a lot of like tomatoes. I do a lot of like wheat noodles because wheat noodles just, I feel that wheat noodles have slightly higher nutritional value, but again, is that I don't really notice all this stuff that much because it's just kind of combined with everything else. When I make food, I make it spicy because honestly, with some of the best ways to add flavor to otherwise boring, healthy food is to put spice in it. Like I put a lot of Tabasco in it. I put a lot of like cayenne pepper in it, a lot of like cumin, paprika, chili powder. I do a lot of spicy foods because it gives you like flavoring. That's kind of why I do it. But the kind of short and sweet point is that when I cook, I look at how can I get my macros for the least amount of money? And when you start shopping at a grocery store, you'll start saving money. Like my store does these things where they have extra discount days. I will stock up on stuff. I'll buy like 4 packs of like black beans, 4 packs of corn, and just buy like tons of them all at once because its value is over time and it's cheaper if you initially buy them. And so that's kind of how I view it, is that when it comes to dieting, I just believe healthy food should not break the bank. And I look at foods that hit my macros without breaking my wallet. Okay, honeys, thank you for watching that little YouTube video. Now I want to end this video of why do I actively do the things that I do? Why do I eat the foods that I do? And why do I do the gym workouts? Why do I maintain an active lifestyle? Because with me, when I started transition, I set out the goals of what do I want to look like? And the girls that have always inspired me were the Victoria's Secret Angels. They were the fitness influencers. They were the girls, when you look at them, it's just like this peak physical fit nature. That is what I've always wanted. That is the body style that I've always wanted. I never really wanted like that big Kim Kardashian butt or those like big overkill boobs. I wanted that little waist, good waist to hip ratio, and to be an athletic fit chick. That's what I've always wanted to be. And that is why I eat the foods I do, because when I did my research on these girls, I'm like, okay, they don't eat really that much in a given day to maintain their body. They're very lean in a lot of ways. And I'm like, okay, but I have to modify to fit my own needs. Like a lot of them sometimes adhere to only like 1,700 calories, especially the Victoria's Secret Angels. If I only ate 1,700 calories, I would be like starving every single day. I need to eat more than that. What I'm gonna say is that any diet and exercise routine that you find, you will have to modify to fit your own needs. And that is what I do myself, is I've modified the foods that I eat. I've modified the exercise routines that I do to fit my active lifestyle. And that is why I've never gained weight, because I actively work to avoid gaining weight. Gaining weight is not bad. I have met a lot of transgender girls who are a little bit on the heavier side, but they still look gorgeous. They still look beautiful. You don't have to be this super fit athletic chick. You can be any weight you want to be and you can still be happy. I just happen to adhere to a very strict diet and exercise regime, but that does not mean that you have to. Now, with that out of the way, thank you for watching that little YouTube video. If you want me to go elaborate a lot of these topics a little bit further in the future, please let me know in the comment section. However, that is it for today, and I wish you the best of luck. Maintain an active lifestyle, honeys, and I will see you on the next YouTube video. This has been Nikki Chanel. Love you, honeys.